Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and today I was supposed to talk about the Prose Edda as part of Sagalong. It's the fourth and final week of that project, and I have read the book, reread the book, and I've spent so long trying to figure out how to talk about this book that by now it's too late, because I'm going to London today and I have to leave for the airport in less than 2 hours. And that's not long enough to make the kind of video I want to make this book justice. So I'm gonna leave that until I come home, and instead I'm gonna do a tag video, because yesterday I was tagged by my friend Silje, who I'm going to London with, in the All About the Books tag that was created by Miriam from Between Lines in Life. And that's a much quicker video to make, and one I will actually be able to get up before I leave. So I'm going to do that today, and then my last Sagalong video will come sometime after I have come home to Norway again. So I haven't really prepared very much for this. I have the questions on my phone and I'm just going to go through them quickly. Question 1 is, what do you look for most when you pick up a book? A beautiful writing style, a character-driven story, or a plot-driven story? Preferably, I would like all three things to be in the same book, but if I have to choose, I will say I will go with beautiful writing. Question 2, what are your pet peeves in books? Adverbs, especially adverbs connected to a verb meaning saying. So he said longingly, he said menacingly, he said joyfully. If you have a lot of those in a book, I'm probably gonna DNF it pretty soon. If you could print one quote on your wall, which one would it be? I do not want to print quotes on my wall. The previous place I moved into, there were lots of quotes everywhere and I tore them all down. They were all very cheesy, like inspirational quotes, and I hated them. And I guess it would be different if it was a quote from one of my favorite books or so, but I still don't like quotes on my wall. I think if I had to pick one, I would probably just put 42. If you read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you'll know why. Question 4 is, what genre would you like to explore more? I have two answers for this. One is poetry, because I've never really read a lot of poetry and I'm trying to get into that. I'm trying to figure out what I actually enjoy. So far I have really enjoyed some of the poetry I've read in Norwegian, but I really struggle with reading poetry in English for some reason. So maybe I'm gonna try to get more into that, or just explore more within Norwegian poetry. There's a lot to take from and I am fairly clueless still. And the other answer is essays. I have really been enjoying reading essays for the last couple of years, and I definitely want to read more of that, so that's gonna be my second answer. Question 5 is, was there ever a movie adaptation you liked better than the book? I can't really think of any at the top of my head. I read way more books than I watch movies, and if I do watch a movie based on a book, I tend to be that annoying person telling you all the differences between the book and the movie. Maybe that's why I don't see many movies. People won't invite me because of that. I think I'm gonna go with 50 Shades. I saw the first movie with a group of friends that picked the movie and it was not good, but I'm assuming it was better than the book, which I haven't read. I've just read a few quotes and they were absolutely horrible. So I'm assuming if the rest of the book are like those quotes, the movie was better, even if it wasn't any good. Question 6 is, if one of your favorite books would be adapted or get a new adaptation, which book would it be and which role would you like to play? I don't think I would do a good job acting in anything, but let's just assume that I'm a great actress, and most of my favorite books wouldn't really make great movies, I think. I tend to favor books with not much plot, but let's go into the world of fantasy and say that I would like to see Red Country by Joe Abercrombie as a movie, and I would like to play Shy because she's a kick-ass character and I love her to pieces. Question 7 is a hyped book that you wouldn't recommend at all. I would say Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, or basically any other book by Haruki Murakami. But particularly Kafka on the Shore, I really hated that book. I see no merit in it whatsoever. Question 8 is a book that highly influenced your life and way of thinking. And for that, I'm actually going to go with Edda. I'm going to say this contains both the prose and the poetic Edda. And those two together has highly influenced my life. And I will talk more about that when I get back home. Question 9 is, are you a fan of rereading and do you do it often? Well, I am a fan of rereading. I used to do it a lot more than I do now, and I've actually made myself a goal of rereading more books this year than I have. Well, I've made a goal to reread at least 10 books this year. I have reread at least 4 books in February alone this year, so I would say I'm back on the bandwagon when it comes to rereading. It depends a bit on how you define things, but I have reread, well, I reread the Prose Edda, I've reread 2 other sagas. I don't really count them as books by now because they were just parts of a book and I intend to read the whole book. But then I've also reread 2 fantasy novels and a comic. So February has been a good month for rereading for me. Question 10 is which book title could easily be the title of your life? And I have to admit I haven't given this a lot of thought, but I had a quick look through my bookshelves and I found this called Curious Pursuits Occasional Writing, and that seemed fairly apt. I am always curious about new things. I'm always into some kind of new whim of something I want to explore more, and occasional writings sadly sums up most of my ambitions falling to pieces. Question 11 is what book should be required reading for everyone? And I'm kind of agreeing with Silja on this one. She said that she doesn't believe that any book should be required reading for everyone. There you should be reading, but whatever you read is up to you. But I have one answer for this. When I read Persepolis by Marianne Satrapi a long time ago, I thought that that was a book that, if not everyone, then at least a lot of people would benefit from reading that. That should be required reading in school, and maybe some people would be more tolerant than they are today. So by now I should probably have thought of someone to tag. I haven't really thought this through, so I'm gonna have a think about that and tag people in the comment section. And then I'm gonna quickly get this edited and uploaded, and then I'm gonna go to the airport and go on holiday, and I will see you soon, probably with a book haul. Maybe I won't be alone in that book haul. We'll see. Until next time, bye bye.